Jesus Christ, that was close. Drive shaft time. All right, here we go. I think I'm gonna go at this a little bit differently than how I originally wanted to do it. Originally, I want to take these joints all apart, get all the grease out of them, and just chuck this piece in the lathe and grind it down smooth. Same thing for this side. And I have this piece of pipe, same wall thickness, but it slips. I mean, it slips right over the end here. Like it's a nice snug fit. I can't even pull it off. But yeah, this is gonna be my drive shaft. I'm gonna use this. I think it'll be all right. But yeah, I'm just gonna clean these up, surface them down, and just weld them on. So I'm gonna put these back, bolt them back into the car real quick, and see what I have for measurements, and I'll clean them up while they're in the car, because the grease will be hidden inside the cups, so I can clean them easier on the car than on the bench. All right, let's do this. Let's get this thing in. All right, looking at 4 3/4. It does not like to be welded whatsoever. All right, after I was looking at those tacks, the metal is kind of not that good to weld to, so I'm gonna actually take this back apart. I was able to get the shaft out of the old U-joint there, and I'll put it in the lathe, and I'll see if I can just like clean this up a bit before I try welding it again. This one's being stubborn, I can't get it out. I got the C-clip off, but it won't like come out of the that inner race there. But I'll keep working at it. Yeah, I'm not gonna live with this. Yeah, no, it's just not gonna do it for me. I got this piece nice and sanded. Probably had to give it some regular sandpaper, but this is the tube I'm gonna use. And it does fit nice and snug in there. And I'll just TIG weld it around the whole thing. But I need to get all the surface rust off some more so I get a nice, good, clean weld. I had a little bit of mishaps trying to make this drive shaft, so I'm gonna restart. This time I'm gonna try and put it in this lathe and get it as straight as possible. I have the other end here. This is one end already chucked up. And the issue I'm facing, like this already slides on, but it wiggles just a little bit. So in order to get this straight, I'm gonna try and do a couple light tacks and just bang it back in spot. And then I'll put a dial indicator to try and to level it out as best as I can. See, the thing is, I would like to use this end piece here to level it out. It's got a perfect center on both sides, but it's just gonna keep sliding it in and out. So I have to throw tacks on it first, and then I have to bang it back into being straight, which is gonna be the challenge. So I'm gonna give it my best shot. Somewhere right there looks pretty good. And obviously you can see all the movement. There's no tacks yet. But once I do get a tack, I can throw on this dial indicator. And I should be able to get it to spin pretty straight. Before I do that, I'm just gonna throw a tack or two on each side. I'll just like eye it up, and then I'll go back and I'll spin it. This is just, there's too much play. I'll never get this right. And this is all I have that I can to try and make this right. I don't know how else I can make this perfectly straight. With the one tack, you can already tell it's got a bit of a loop there. So let me see if I can put this indicator on. So yeah, it's definitely out of whack. All right, I got 2 tacks. One on this side, one on the other side, and it still moves just a little bit. I've been fiddling with it for a little bit now, and I'm having a hard time over here, but I think I got an idea. I'm gonna pull this out, put the other one in. It's straight as I'm gonna get it anyways. I get all this tight. I'm gonna hold this to the right against this pin. That should center it on this side. If I hold it tight enough, spin it, throw a tack on each side, I think it'll be all right, maybe. I'm gonna give it a shot. All right, 2 tacks each side. I can already see it's a little off. All right, it looks like we're 20 thousandths out on this side. I can't go by the pipe because this is not perfectly round. I can feel like the deviation in the pipe itself. So I know this side, the chuck side is straight on the chuck side. This side, this is a machined piece. So I mean, I should be able to go right off of that, but it's out 20 thousandths. I'm gonna see if I can get that a little bit better, or a lot better rather. I've been at this maybe for like an hour now. I got loads of tacks on this drive shaft, trying to make it as straight as possible. It looks like I'm about 7 thousandths of an inch out, maybe 6 to 8 thousandths of an inch out. I think when I fully weld it, it is gonna flex a little bit more, but this is like, I think as straight as I can possibly get this thing. So I'm gonna fully weld it, and then I'll put it back in here and test it again. Granted, this is like perfectly machined. Who knows? I mean, it most likely is, but I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it in this shop anyways. Unless, with what I got, the tools I have, this is the best I can get it. I mean, yeah, it looks like it will spin anyways. I'm gonna leave it right in the lathe and weld it right up in the lathe. Because the tension on here, keeping it all straight in line. And I think that's the best way to do it. All right, that's one side welded. I wouldn't say done, but it's fully welded. All right, so I got the drive shaft fully welded and it looks like crap, but it spins pretty straight. The most important part about this drive shaft is making sure these ends spin straight. This is gonna have a little wobble in it because this is like, it's a 2.5 inch pipe, but it's not perfectly like circular. It's got like divots in it. It's like I don't know how it's made, but the most important part thing is as long as this is going straight, like it's not wobbling and the inside is not wobbling, which it's chucked up so it can't wobble, should theoretically be okay. And it's such a short drive shaft. You know, it's balanced for what it is, for how long it is and how light it is. If this thing was out of whack, this whole lathe would be shaking. I've been there, I've done that, and I've had stuff in this lathe that is unbalanced and shakes quite a bit. But this isn't bad. So I think we're good to go. I'm gonna clean up these welds. I might just do another pass and try and reform it. But other than that, this is good to go. Oh, and hopefully it's the right length. Definitely not pretending this is the most prettiest weld, but this thing was hard to weld in this lathe. It's very uncomfortable. There's no feet, like no good position for the feet. And I've done it like, this has gotta be like the 6th time. I kept having issues trying to get it as straight as could be. I'd weld it, put in a lathe, spin it, it'd be out of whack. So I had to cut the welds, grind it down, redo it again. This literally took me all day just to do this. I just got here at 10 o'clock, it's now 4 o'clock. So 8 hours just playing in the lathe, trying to get this right. But I think it's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna take it as a possible win. Moment of truth. Let's see if this thing fits. This thing's been fighting me all day. All right, now I'm in a mess. I'm gonna go clean my fucking hands real quick. Get this freaking thing. Click. Nice. All right, the tube diameter itself is 2.5 inches. The roll length, 6 inches. From flange to flange, about 15 inches.
So you'll take it.